Hey, stop right here. Stop. What's up, y'all? We're back. Another episode of Biz Buzz Live. It's Friday the 13th, March the 13th. I don't know what else the 13th could be, but Friday, March the 13th, we're live right here on LinkedIn, live right here on YouTube. And man, today is a conversation I've been wanting to have for at least a week or so, and I'm glad we get to do it today. We're calling this the AI white collar wipeout because, man, some things are about to change. So you're going to want to stick around for this one. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Biz Buzz Live. I'm your host, Chris Muzan, your financial coach, financial strategist, helping you through all things finance. Hope everybody's had a great week. It's Friday, March the 13th. And man, the first quarter of the year almost done. Almost done. Feels like it was just January. But now we're heading into the second half of March. Hey, I hope the weather's been getting better where you are. I know where I'm at. Being a little bipolar, right? It's being a little schizophrenic over here. It was 72 degrees on Tuesday, and yesterday was backed into the 30s. So I don't know where you are. I'm up here in Northeast PA. So man, but hopefully weather's getting better for you where you are. Hopefully you're getting into some more of the sunshine and all the good things that happen in spring. Lots of things start to bloom in spring. And I hope that it's happening in your financial life too. I hope that's happening in your careers. I hope that you're starting to see optimism to be able to bloom and have new good things happen for you. I know the media will tell you the opposite. I know we're in war. I know there's a lot of things happening in this country right now that would lead you to pessimism, but it's springtime. So we got to start looking at it as such. There's springtime in all of our lives. You just got to focus on it. What you focus on, you get more of. But either way, the reason why we started the show, Biz Buzz Live, for those of you that haven't been checking in, and this is just maybe your first time dropping in. The reason why we started this show is because I've been in the financial space now, going on 13 years, a little bit over 13 years, and I've helped people, thousands of people, families, individuals, not as an advisor, not as a person that is managing money and looking at your portfolio, but just with the basics around building a financial foundation and making sure that you have and you are planning towards a financial future that you actually want, and not just what you have. So people come to me and we have conversations about all types of things. It could be their insurance protection, life, disability, long-term care. It could be their debt, that they have a high amount of credit card debt or student loan debt. It could be that people do need help with their retirement, or maybe they need help with their, I don't know, their basic savings. But a lot of times, all of these conversations come back to cash flow. They come back to how is money flowing into your life and how is money flowing out of your life. And as an industry, I think, again, we've done a really good job of talking about how money flows out of our life and budgeting and tracking and having graphs and charts and all types of stuff at banks and credit unions. I think we've done a good job of that. Where I don't think we've done a good job at all is teaching people how to earn income. It is, right? I say it that way specifically, teaching you how to earn income. We think that making money in this capitalistic society, in this society that we live in, is something that we should just innately do. We should just have a job and then know that that pays our bills and all the things. But we're living through a time where we keep complaining that wages have not gone up, and we're making, like, our dollar is going a lot is going less far than it used to. But I get back to the basics of, how have you been taught to earn money? How have you been taught to earn money? Most of us, most people, have been taught the primary way over the past 40 years: go to school, get good grades, get a good job, work at the job, maybe get some higher education to get a better job, with some really good benefits and then sail off into the sunset. You'll be able to buy your home, live life, vacation twice a year, and then retire. That's how most people, the majority of Americans, have been taught what earning money looks like. And then recently, probably over the past decade, we've gotten into this gig economy. Well, we slowly started to see, man, the job isn't really cutting it fully. It's not doing all that I need. So I got this little Uber thing. I got this little DoorDash thing. Amazon's always hiring. I could always just deliver some things. I could turn my car into a taxi and I could just drive around and make an extra, 100, 200 bucks a day or whatever that turns out to be. Then we got into that gig economy, and that was a way that we were influenced on how to make money. We felt like there was control. And again, no knock on anybody that does those things, but shoot, drop me a comment. Drop me a comment. How's it going for you? Right? I see more things of like, even if you do drive Uber full time, sure, you might make a living as if you're at a job, but now what do you got to deal with? The crazy people that you have to give rides to. I mean, you just saw online the lady that like set up the DoorDash driver was like laying on the bed or on the couch or something. And he like snapped a picture of the food, but like took a picture of her and she like took him to court. Like all the things you got to put up with just to make a few extra dollars. That's prevalent. So I don't think we've done a good job of teaching people how to make money. There's many ways to make money. There's millions of ways to make money. The thing that I've been kind of proposing to all of you here on LinkedIn and here on YouTube is, hey, you really got to think about what industries are on the rise, what industries are not on the rise, and then what are your skill sets? What are your skill sets? So first, once you understand industries, you might be in an industry that's just not, it's just dying. It's what we're going to look at today. It's about to get taken over by AI and other things. Like it will get taken over eventually. So you have to be aware of that. You have to be aware that I'm in an industry that in 7 years won't be around, or I'm not going to be needed in the same way. So maybe I should shift. You also need to understand, what are your skill sets? We make money at the level of our skill sets. I'll say it again. And I heard somebody else on TikTok say it. I say it all the time. I've said it before. This person probably, maybe they took my content. I don't know. But I say it all the time. You make money at the level of your skill set. Skill set. If you are a paper pusher, you will make paper pusher money because that's your skill set. If you are a manual box mover, you'll make money at the level of your skill set. If you're in construction these days, you'll make money at the level of your skill set because it's needed. But it really is just a skill set game. They just never taught us how to get skill sets. They taught us how to get a piece of paper from an institution. So now we're shifting and we have to learn, what are your skill sets? What are you good at? Not just what you do at your job, like the rest of your life, right? The rest of your life. What are you good at? Are you good at multitasking? Are you good at communicating? Do you have great leadership ability? Do people listen and like to follow? Are you good at sales? Like, are you good at influencing other people? Are you good at getting attention? Are you funny? Do you have a technical skill set that like you're better at AI than everybody else, or you're better at playing an instrument than anybody else, or you're better at data analysis than anybody else? Like, what's your skill set? And once you figure that out, then we go give that skill set to the world. Now we figure out, okay, who needs this? That's how you become more valuable, and that's how you make more money. The conversation around wages increasing is, you just want a handout for doing the same job. People, again, you might not like this take, but it is the take. How much should someone at McDonald's get paid? Forget about livable wage. Like, forget if, like, just from a skill set perspective, if you get paid at the level of your skill set, not what is deemed to be right, but just your skill set. What skill set and how much do you need to be paid to drop fries or to squirt a bottle and put a lid on it, right? Like, that's what they do. They squirt sauce They pick the patty out, they put it on there, they squirt another sauce, they put two things, they close the box, and they slide it. How much should one get paid for that? Forget the humanity side of it, just from a skill set perspective. People want to be paid $20 an hour to do something like that. Like, really? But yet we have people that are engineers or like skill sets. So then that means they get paid astronomically more. Well, we have to understand the skill set conversation. That's why this conversation is important, because we got to learn how to make more money by upgrading our skill sets. Today, what we're going to talk about, I'm going to show you a graph because, like I said, I've been waiting to talk about this ever since I saw this come out. And I knew here on BizBuzz would be the best place to be able to talk about it. So Anthropic, a company, you might have seen them in the news. They're an AI company. They run the platform or the large language model called Claude. So if you've seen a commercial for Claude or anything like that, they have a lot of ties with the government, right? Claude was running on a lot of the governmental programming. There's a whole political thing around it, but we're not here to talk about the politics behind it. What I'm here to show you is a graph that they just put out a few days ago that is talking about where AI is currently being used and theoretically where it's going to be used as it continues to develop. And again, these are conversations that I think it's important. It's important for us to have because you need to understand where you are. You need to understand how to continue to make money. You need to understand how to continue to move yourself in the direction that's going to actually help you and your family get to where you want to go financially. So you got to pay attention to the changing landscape of work, the changing landscape of just how we're going to operate in this country, okay? What you see on the screen here, y'all, what you see on the screen is the theoretical capability versus the observed usage by occupation, right? By like industry, okay? So if you're watching the screen, the red that you see on there, the red data points are where AI is currently being used. It's how it's currently being used, right? Which is barely scratches the surface for a lot of this stuff. But the industries that it's being used in the most: computer and math, business and finance, legal, education, arts and media, office and admin, and even some sales. That's where it's currently being used. And so you guys might be seeing the same thing. Maybe you're at a job right now and you're like, yeah, we're using a bunch of AI to, I remember just a few months back, it probably wasn't a few, it's probably like September. I don't know, September, October. But sometime towards the end of the year, I got introduced to a guy who is on the legal side. And I asked him this question 6 months ago or whatever. And I was like, hey, how's AI kind of taken over? And he's like, man, we spend so much less on, mock trials or, these types of things. He's like, this thing is going to run my entire business very soon. And he's in the league. I think he's a personal injury attorney, right? A pretty big one. He knows like, oh man, this stuff is easily going to wipe out what we're doing. We're just going to need less people. He's not thinking it's going to take his job. He just knows I'm going to use this and it's going to allow me to use less people. I'm going to spend less money. My business is actually going to become more profitable, right? People are scared because they're employees, right? And so when the business owner starts to say, man, this is going to make me more profitable and I need less people, they get scared because that's the way they know to make money. But you have the same tools at your fingertips. If you're an employee listening to this, you have the exact same tools at your fingertips. So you should be thinking and asking the same question. How could this make me more efficient? How could this help me make more money? How could this help me do what I need to do to get out of my job? Like, you should be asking the same question instead of just being fearful that it's going to impact you in a negative way. But either way, you can see on the chart, just small areas of red is what we're being used. Here is why I want to talk about this, because the blue part, the blue dots on here is the theoretical capability of AI. Like theoretically, if it continues to progress in the way that it's progressing, these are the industries. If you see, like, let's just start at the top: management, business and finance, computer and math, architecture and engineering. It could take over the majority of those industries. The majority of those industries. Now, again, let me just lower this for a second. I know this is scary. You're all scared. You're all saying how much you're not going to use it, or it's not going to be needed, or here's all the bad sides, or here's all the downsides. I get it, right? You can't stop a tidal wave. You can't stop. Just like 8 years ago, many of you were like, man, this social media thing's stupid, blah, 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 blah. Right? A really good mentor of mine. That I know used to joke. He's older, but he used to joke like, get off the social media thing, like get off, like who wants to watch you eat food? Who wants to know what you ate for lunch? And he would like kind of poo-poo it, right? Like, this is dumb. He now has a podcast that puts out clips on social media, right? He now communicates via social media because you can't stop it. And regardless of what your thoughts are on it, you can't really stop it. Eventually you'll succumb to it. The quicker you can adapt to it, the better off you're going to be. That's the way it works. So it's going to happen again on the AI side. So again, this picture that I'm showing you is theoretically what industries are going to get taken out, literally taken out. I want to highlight those first. Management. Today's episode is called the white collar wipeout. You know how many people are in middle and upper management that their jobs are just going to be taken away because somebody can do it more efficiently and not have to pay you $175,000 plus bonus, plus vacation, plus health insurance, plus all the things that a company has to pay for? Do you understand that the things that you went to college for to get the degree to get into upper management are no longer going to be needed over the next 5 years? Theoretically. It's hard to stop this though. But theoretically, we're not going to need the same, because managers are there to manage, to think, right? To think about the situation. Well, if you have a computer that thinks higher than and has more intelligence than the human, then why would we need the management? You will have something that alerts one person instead of having 6 regional vice presidents or 6, people in this upper management position. You're only going to need 1. See, it's not going to say that it's going to completely take it all away, but yeah, you're going to go from having, 10 supervisors across all departments to 2, because they have now this infrastructure of AI to be able to alert them, to get them the reports, to tell them who is not performing, to talk about whatever the management had to think about. It can be done. I'm in the finance space, y'all. And business and finance is one of the things that's going to be completely taken over by AI. All I talk to y'all about is business and finance. And it's one of the industries that'll completely take it over. Maybe that's why I understand it, because I'm in it, so I can see where this is going. And I can see that, like, oh, I just had this conversation with I hate shooting down people's dreams. Like, I'm not a dream stealer. I definitely, right? Like, I definitely empower people's dreams, but I also like to point out the reality, or, I'm not delusional about things. And I told recently 1 high school person and 2 college level people that are going to school for accounting that their services will no longer be needed when they get out of school. Like, I don't know how and this is a whole different conversation about our education system, but like, it shows on this, like, that's the finance part, the accounting part. At a certain point, someone's going to create something where your taxes are done for you without error. We're going to look back at the people that had to go to prison because their accountant, their CPA made an error and then they didn't pay a certain amount of taxes. And that person literally went to jail, went to prison for it. We're not going to live through that time. A computer can do math better than a human can do math. There's less human error. So eventually, doing your taxes will probably be a thing of the past, like manually, like having a CPA or having an accountant. The business and finance space will be completely revolutionized by AI. So if you're going to school, like you're a college kid, you're going to school for accounting, like, yeah, it's probably not going to help you. Probably not going to help. Sure, there might be a customer service side you see when you look at the chart, right? You even see it on the chart. It's not fully at the top, right? It's not fully taken over. There's still some white space, which means it can't cover all of the industry. But look at how much it can cover. Go into computer and math. Like a computer will be able to do math way better than a human. Sure, will you need a few humans to run the computer to understand how to end? Sure, but the majority of it already going to be taken over. Same thing for architecture, engineering. Man, just 5 years ago, we were talking about becoming an engineer. 10 years ago, we're talking about coding. Like a large part of that industry is going to be taken over. Look, jump down to legal. All the attorneys. Half of paralegals' work is just paperwork. It's just analyzing case law. It's just getting, if you're a trial, it's getting prepared for the trial. So you got all these paralegals and all these right junior legal assistants and people that are just reading case law. Well, if you just put that into a right now, currently, like you already see on the observed, right? Like this is even an area that's already being used. But just think, if you just put it all in, it'll tell you what case law you should reference in your case. It'll tell you what, like on trial, it'll tell you what case law to reference. It'll just spit it out. It knows it. So now you don't need 17 junior lawyers working overnight, spending a bunch of money, staying up all late so that they can put together a defense. That's going to be a thing of the past. That's going to be a thing of the past. What we've held high in our society, lawyers and doctors and all this, like AI is going to come. AI is going to come. Let me give you the other side, because I don't want to keep honing in on, like, I hope we understand that, not to produce fear, but to understand what's happening and how this happens. These are white collar positions. These are the positions that we've held high in society, and we've said, let's go off to college, let's do good things so we can get in these positions. AI is going to wipe it out. Well, what is AI not going to wipe out? Look at all the white space, though. This is what I don't think people understand. Like from a standpoint of like, oh, there will be other things. I just need different skill sets. The skill set I thought I had that I want, it's going to be wiped out. That's okay. The whole left side, almost bottom and left side of this chart, are all the things that it won't touch. Let's go around the top. Transportation. Well, probably going to need people to drive things, move things. Trucks will probably still be there. I know they talked about autonomous, right, driving, but like that's not AI stuff. You're still going to need people to transport. What about production? It sucks, but like, man, 100 years ago, everyone was working in factories. Like production is still going to be something that you're going to need a human touch to. My good buddy is in the trades, the HVAC, plumbing, electrical side. Installation and repair, I've debated with him. I was like, oh, eventually it will. And he's like, no, it won't. Well, that's what it says. And Anthropic said on here is like installation and repair, you're going to need people. AI can't take that over to the degree it can take over management, business. I'm sure there's going to be some areas where you can get its help, but like you're not going to be able to take it over. Construction. Why do you think everyone's talking about the trades? It's not because we want to dumb down our society. It's not because we want to dumb down. I mean, I just talked to Natalie Lemons, and we talked, one of the clips that is out on social right now is talking about trade schools and like how we can't find it, and how the trades are a viable opportunity to make money. to save money, to invest money, to put yourself in a position where people over the past 10, 15, 20 years were the high income earner, doctors, upper management, finance people, right? All of those. And then they took the money and then started investing it in the stock market or investing it in businesses. That's going to be the trades in the next 10 to 20 years, potentially. We can't predict the future, but that's what it's looking like. We need more home built. Matter of fact, now that I think about it, BlackRock literally just said that they're going to donate or pledge $100 million for skilled trades workers. That's something by like 2033. We're going to need and absorb like a huge amount of skilled labor that we just don't have. We just don't have. You know what's going to happen? This is what's going to take your job. Let me just, right? If we don't get into the trades, we're going to outsource it, just like we did with everything else in this country, right? Like we've seen this playbook before. We don't have enough call center people, customer service people, so we outsource it to the Philippines or India or China. Cheaper labor still gets the job done. Before you know it, form of indentured slavery. Right? We're going to start shipping people here at a lower cost so they can build all the stuff because they work with their hands in other countries and we just don't have that. So we're going to start importing them in. Eventually, if we can't do it here, if we can't shift the mindset here and have people understand that, like, you should probably learn how to be an electrician. Guys, I'm 40. I'm thinking about like figuring out how to be like get a skill set in electrical work or like HVAC work. I really am genuinely thinking about how to become a contractor. Completely away from finance, completely away from this stuff. Like I genuinely think that like that's the way that we're going. I just had an epiphany, right? That like some of the moves I'm making are the right moves just by I'm kind of talking to myself at this stage. But for real, y'all should be thinking about this stuff. I know we've never glorified construction. Look at agriculture, farmers, people that work with their hands. Look at all the industries that we just haven't valued that will not be touched by AI at all. Theoretically, they won't even be touched. Why don't we start creating skill sets in that? You make money to the level of your skill sets. You make money to the level of your skill set. Maybe you just need some new skill sets at 40, at 37, at 45, at 52. You need new skill sets. You can learn, you can adapt, but you got to get some new skill sets. Skip office and admin, because obviously that'll be taken over. I don't even write emails anymore. Shout out to anybody that gets my emails, right? I don't even write them, right? AI writes them. I oversee it, but it's already there. Personal care, not going to be touched. Gary Vee had a theory, and I follow a lot of Gary Vee stuff, or at least I used to. I'm not as tapped in because I'm doing my own stuff. But Gary Vee had a theory. He said, eventually, people are going to get paid to be companions. He's like, eventually, someone's going to get paid to take a walk with somebody. Someone's going to get paid to like sit down with somebody and have a conversation or have dinner. Like real elementary personal care, personal touch type of things is where it's going. And you can see here, personal care almost won't be touched. Grounds maintenance, lawn care, that won't be touched. Food and serving almost won't be touched. Literally won't be touched. Healthcare support. Now, here's the thing. Healthcare practitioners will be touched. Healthcare support. All the other things that happen paperwork wise, nursing, right? Those like it may not, right? May not be touched as much. Protective services, cybersecurity, safety, police officers, firemen, right? Like these are the industries that will not be touched. It's not taking over everything. It's just taking over the things we used to value a ton in our society. We used to value upper level management when so-and-so was, the regional president of a certain area or whatever. We value the people that worked in hedge funds and on the stock market and on Wall Street and as an accountant and as an advisor and as a coach. Like we used to value those things. It's going to get taken over. It's going to get taken over. but there's going to be a ton of opportunity. That's what I want y'all to see. The whole side that's all white, that's all just it's not even theoretically possible. Maybe that's the skill sets you need in 2026 and beyond. Instead of being so mad about what AI is going to do or how it's going to take, like, just start learning new things, y'all. Just start learning agriculture. Start taking a class to learn agriculture. There was a biz buzz that I did a long time ago that Home Depot has its, path to whatever process where it'll teach you all the skills, all the HVAC, construction, all the trade skills for free. Online course for free. Maybe you do need to get back into restaurants and serving and food. Like, that's not going anywhere. The agriculture and the foods, that's not going anywhere with AI. So the key, y'all, is not to be scared. It's not to be worried about what can potentially happen. It's about shifting your skill sets. Shifting your skill sets. We make money at the level of our skill set. And that's what I need you guys to know about this conversation. I really wish I want to talk more about this type of stuff. Maybe we do a part 2 next week to really dive in. Maybe you guys got the point. I hope you understand. The point is, if you're sitting in any of those industries that are going to get theoretically taken over, shift your skill sets now. Start shifting your skill set now. If you're in an area where you don't know what to do, go look at the chart and look at all the white space and start getting skill sets in that. I know agriculture might not be the thing you want to do. Construction, I used to pride myself on the fact that I'm a man that thinks, not a man that works with my hands. Well, maybe I have to change how I think about that. Right? I don't like working with my hands, but maybe that's exactly what I need to learn how to do. I'm just telling y'all. I'm just telling you. These are the things you got to pay attention to if you want to go off and continue to learn how to earn money. Sending your kids to college for that finance degree might not be the thing to do. You might want to show them this chart. You might not want to be naive about it. If you think your kid's going to be an attorney, you probably just want to get them on AI right away and teach them about case law and how to find it, because that's what most of it is anyway. Sure, you might need 1 or 2 trial attorneys, but you're not going to need a team of legal people to think for you or with you. That's not going to be a thing in the future. But you got to adapt and you got to raise your skill sets in order to make money, y'all. I just believe that this is such an important conversation. It's going to help you if you pay attention, if you listen to this, if you listen to what I'm telling you and you take it in and you start applying it. It's going to set you and your family up in the future to be able to earn money in the right places. So key, so important, y'all. I want y'all to do it. I want y'all to win. I want y'all to make it happen. We're back here next Friday. Every Friday, 10:30 a.m. Eastern, we're coming back in. We're diving in. We're having the conversation around how to make money, y'all. How to make money. Today's got me thinking. Right? That's why I'm so, like, my brain is going all types of different ways of thinking about, man, what me and my family should do. I told you, my industry, the industry I'm teaching you from, is one of the industries that's going to be completely taken over. So what does that mean for me? That's maybe why I care about AI a bunch. That's why. So go out there, make it happen, y'all. I'll see you guys next week, Friday, same time, same place. Until then,